Wow, so you decided to choose engineer? Wow, you're strange. I'm just kidding. So, engineer, it is currently the developer's favorite of Runic games for various reasons, because the engineer class overall is extremely tanky. No, this class is a support, tank DPS, healer, what else? I mean, this class fits every role like very well. Just because of the passives and the skills that the engineer has. This class is extremely overpowered, and I do enjoy playing this class. She can go dual wield. She can also go one weapon, a single weapon and a shield, like I'm doing now. Or she can go a two-handed like wrench, a huge wrench, a monkey wrench kind of thing, and dual two-handed any heavy weapon. And she can also go the infamous cannon, kerplow. So this class has, you know, a lot of options you can play, and I might have to reset my skills. You get to see me resetting my skills after I show you some skills. My bad, Jesus. Anyways, I have a wolf this time. Yay! And she has this really nice backpack that's a mechanical engineer backpack. Yay! I think that turns into like a monster or something. One of her skills, maybe. Who knows? So anyways, the engineer, as you can see in the bottom, her charge is very different. Each of these bubbles is its own charge, which is very nice. And then you can have a max of 5. And with each charge, you don't gain anything, but you gain, your skills are able to do double damage. So your first skill that you receive in the Blitz skills, there's Blitz, Construction, and Aegis? Aegis, yes. Aegis is the Latin word for shield, I believe. So in the Blitz skills, you get this awesome little monster skill that we call the Hammer. It is the Flame Hammer. I call this a Thor build if you're going to do this. So let me show you what's the difference between. So as you can see for this, oh, not enough mana. So let me just wait for that. Let me waste. So without one of these bubbles, her flame hammer only explodes once. But with a bubble, let me just quickly grab some. All right, now I have one bubble. It shoots up to 3 pillars of fire, which is, you know, massive AoE damage, which is really, really nice. And I think as of now, at the early game at level 7, Flaming Hammer is the only skill that uses charge. So another skill in the construction skill is called the Healing Bot. Healing Bot is essentially it's what the name is. You construct a healing bot, a robot that periodically spits out like energy, and it heals your characters, and it does, you know, overall very good healing. For you, it heals you 100% and heals other players 50%, which is very nice. Not 100% of HP, just what it does. And here's one of the other skills in the Aegis tree. It is called Shield Bash. I have it on my right click. So it's pretty much, it's a very good skill to use to gain charge. And essentially it's just you bashing into enemies, and it stuns them temporarily, which is very nice. It's very fun. It's like the Spartan charge. And it just kicks ass. Just overall, just murder, and it does a lot of damage, as you can see. So now I have a bunch of charge, and just to get rid of all that charge, you just hammer, and I call it the Thor build. Wow, a rock fell off. Anyways, next skill, next skill is called, from in the Aegis build tree, is called Force Field. Force Field, I can't really demonstrate it well here, but it is just, it's just a force field. It absorbs all damage on your pets, yourself, and nearby enemies once the skill's activated. It's very good for against when you're fighting bosses or you're suddenly like ambushed, and you know, it's overall just very, very useful to have. Anyways, let's switch over to my Ganan, and as you can see, I have a different skill. You can change skills just by clicking, which is very convenient. So when you're using the cannon, it also builds charge as well. It builds a lot slowly. However, this is a range class. If you do opt in for the cannon build, you become a ranged character, which is very nice to be. And her first skill, or the second skill that you receive in the construction skills, I believe, yep, the blast cannon. You use fire pretty much a bazooka, just a cannonball, and it just shoots through all enemies in a line, and a little bit to the sides. I can't really explain it. I honestly don't prefer this class because it's so slow. Like, I like just, you know, being in their face and just murdering like this. But yeah, this is a very fun class to be. Unfortunately, the cannon, what is it called? Blast cannon, damn it, doesn't use any charge, which is really unfortunate. I think it should be able to use charge and do like double damage or shoot like triple bullets or something like that, something crazy. And I gotta reset one skill really fast. We'll take out force field and then put it into this one, the one skill that I have not shown you just yet. Put that there. It is called Seismic Slam. It's a skill that you receive at level 7 and it's part of the Blitz skills. You can use it with a cannon or any weapon you desire. Pretty much you just jump and you paralyze all enemies around this jump, which is really nice to have. Kerplow. It's just like what is that? Butt smash. That's what it's called. It's called butt smash. And in the loading screens was really awesome. It shows you if you didn't spend any of your stat points or your skill points, which is like there and here. It's very useful because sometimes when you're playing, you're in the heat of the moment and you level, but you don't really notice that you leveled. These loading screens really do help you. Just, it's a quick reminder of what you have to do. So as you can see right now, I'm just going to quickly go into combat and kick some booty. Smash. Pull out my heal bot. I don't have any mana. And then Kerplow destroys everything. I'm being a very bad example of an engineer right now. Overall, engineers have the highest survivability, in my opinion. I played with some of my friends, and when they opt for the shield build, they were literally up front hugging the boss. Like even though myself and other players were just constantly dying, like we would get one-shotted. But whenever our friends play an engineer class, they're literally up in front of the lines, just killing the boss by themselves. And it's so funny. Even though they don't deal out as much as DPS as other classes, they are essentially the tank, and they just absorb everything. And then it's so funny because their HP is not going down at all, and they're just murdering the boss. The passives of this class is just ridiculous. I should explain some right now. I have one. These passives are mainly if you go for the two-handed wielding. Is that a thing? I don't think so. When you wield two-handers, like right here, great axe, great hammer, great sword, polearm, or a cannon, your attack speed increases and your chance to stun increases. Very nice if you're gonna go for the two-handed weapons. Here is pretty much a tank needed skill. Passive. It makes you pretty much a tank, giving you more armor, and all damage taken is reduced by 2% and increases by 2. I think by 2. It increases crap tons. This passive allows all your damages to do 5% fire damage and 5% electric damage, which is very handy when you're fighting those non-elemental or even elemental mobs. And here's charge domination. Whenever you hit mobs, you have a chance of getting full charge, but it's a very low chance. Sword and Broad is a very good skill to have if you're going to go for the shield build, because every 20% of each shield armor adds to melee damage. And my god, if you have a really epic shield, then your attack is really crazy high. There's the Aegis of Fate, makes you cast the Aegis of Fate, 2% chance whenever you get hit. It's pretty much you gain the force field whenever you get hit, which is very nice to have if you're not going to get the force field skill. And this charge reconstruction is for every time you use a charge skill, you gain some of your health. So whenever I gain some charge and I use like the hammer skill, for instance, I would gain some of that. I'll have a chance to gain some HP. So overall, this class is very fun. Unfortunately, in the early game, you will not get any sort of leap, dash, or charge skills until much later. I think the first skill you get is, let's see, Onslaught is the first skill that it's like a leap skill, and then Stormburst is your first skill that you can dash across the screen. And that's what I think is lacking in early game engineers, because there's no mobility. Like mages get a blink, a teleport skill. The berserkers have that skill they can charge as a wolf, and outlanders get a special jumping ability, which is really nice too, like a backwards jump. And that's what engineers lack in the early game, which is very crucial to have in those tight moments. Just the ability to just jump out. But you know, you get that later in mid game, so you're not missing out. You're just missing out in the beginning. Early game is really hard to survive, but once you get past level 20, you become the most crazy tank. You can also become a healer, which is interesting because of the heal bot. You can also become a support character by just making heal bots and excuse me, throwing spider mines and gunbot, using the gunbot and their sledge bot. I think that's what's on your back. And it's overall just really fun to play. I do enjoy Engineer. I think Engineer is one of my favorite classes as of now, and he's just overall owns. It's just pure ownage. And if you like this video, guys, if you like this character, please do like this video, and I will choose this character for my full playthrough. If you like any other characters, do like those, and please help me decide on which class to play. Rude much? You can destroy stuff like that. It's really funny. So, wow, lots of stuff. So if you guys do like this class, please do like it, and it'll help me decide on which class to use for my full playthrough. This is oNightPineberries, and peace.